What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of FNL Fantasy Night Live, where you get your fantasy start and sit questions answered the night before, not the morning, the day of. I'm accompanied with two special gentlemen. We have Jeff Clark, aka Young Media. How are you doing?
Doing all right, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. In the words of Big E, I'm blessed and highly favored.
All right. I like that.
Uh, on the opposite side of him, we have the young OG, the sixth god himself, JV from the JV Show. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Seven. Happy to be back. It was a rough week. The voice got cooked, but I'm happy to be back. I'm excited to get things rolling.
I love it. I love it. Shout out to the Fantasy Football Network. Without their network, we wouldn't be able to bring you the show. Shout out to the Melon app, because without their platform, we wouldn't be able to bring this show to you. JV, putting in a little work in the streets.
hey, we keep it silent. All I'm gonna say is that you might see me on your fantasy team in 5 years. That's all I gotta say.
All right.
That's all I gotta say.
Okay. I wasn't mad at it. I was going to ask you for your permission, so before I posted it, but
It's all good.
I'm proud of you, man. That was a hell of a play. I didn't realize it was you. It actually genuinely warmed my heart to see you put in that work. I didn't know you played. I took you more as a Dolphins head coach than
Hey, you know what? The flag league down up here. They called me up and they want me in Bill Belichick role with that headset going. So
there you go.
I gotta coach the 12-year-olds this year and see what's going on. See if my play calling's all right.
I love it. What's up, Albert, man? Thank you for joining us. The chat is now open to everyone. Thank you. We got one. Devontae Smith or Chris Olave, full PPR. What do you guys? How do you feel, JV?
I don't know. I honestly think that they're both good options this week. Coming off last week, I don't know how you don't go Devonta Smith, but I think Olave probably gives you a little bit more of a floor. But I think if you're going high upside this week, I'm shooting Smith probably. I'm with Jeff.
Yeah, man.
Did you say Uncle Jeff?
No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not Uncle Jeff. Absolutely not.
Like Uncle Snoop, Uncle Jeff?
Exactly. I'll take the uncle role, man.
It's better than Grandpa Jeff.
Yeah, it is. Yes, sir.
Do you have a take on that one, Jeff?
What's that?
Do you have a take on who to take?
Yeah, I'm going with Devonta Smith as well. They got a lot of questionable things going on in New Orleans. They got the red rifle back there, and I think he's more of the red BB gun now in his older age. So,
right.
Yeah, man, I'm not trusting that offense at all.
If Jeff Wilson, if Kamara can't go with Jeff Wilson, be a good start. I'm fine with that personally.
Yeah,
I think he's got a floor of 12 points.
Yeah, I just talked with Zach about this from Ocean State. I think that Wilson's going to provide you some pretty good value. I mean, I don't think he's going to do anything crazy, 20-point games for me this week. But, as long as he can stay healthy, as we talked about, week one, San Francisco's got the worst training staff in the league. So as long as he can stay healthy, he'll be good.
Yeah. Hopefully we helped you out. If you guys haven't already done so, please hit that like button. Let's get into these games. We have a 6:30 a.m. game.
Yes, London.
Yeah.
Minnesota at New Orleans, London.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Good call.
You guys starting Kirk Cousins versus this Saints defense? 12 man.
Super flex, yeah. Probably not 12 man. Probably not 12 man. I think you could get a better option this week. I'd like someone like Trevor Lawrence over him, to be honest.
If he plays, you're probably starting Dalvin Cook. It's not pretty, but if you drafted him in the first, you're probably playing him if he suits up, which it looks like he will. Obviously, you're starting Justin Jefferson. What are you guys' thoughts on Adam Thielen?
Ooh.
I think he had 18 points for me in a league last week. Might be time to sell high.
That might not be a bad idea, man.
Yeah.
Really, it's hard with this matchup. This is a different, it's a weird thing. It's the Saints are like hit or miss. Their defense is always solid, and then you sometimes don't know what you're going to get with the Vikings offense either. So,
right. Well, it's not a primetime game, so we shouldn't see primetime Kirk Cousins.
Right.
On the other end, I don't think you can start any Saints quarterback. I did pick up Taysom Hill in a best ball league because he was taking second string snaps. So should Dalton go down, he's the third string quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So he's on the roster just in case something crazy happens. And if he balls, if he gets 80 yards somehow combined passing, receiving, rushing, and somehow ends up in the end zone, I'm not mad at that either. He'll just be plugged into one of the flex spots. So for best ball, I picked up Taysom Hill this week. Shout out to Jada Plug in his charity league. I'm blanking on the league.
Pace League?
Pace League.
I got you.
Yeah, shout out to Jada Plug, man. Kamara, I'm actually benching him for Jeff Wilson, which is crazy that question came up. Because in fantasy football, the best ability is availability. And I'll take Wilson versus the Rams over Kamara versus Kamara with no Winston and
no Michael Thomas.
Yeah. You could put 8 on the line and just force Andy Dalton to beat you. And he just hasn't looked that well. He's someone I got him in the second round in a 10-man league, and I thought it was a steal, but a lot of these guys, this might be their this is Leonard's last year as a elite back. Kamara, Cook, maybe even Mixon. These guys might turn into second, third round running backs next year. McCaffrey is another one. Those James Conner, they all came in that huge draft class. This might be the turning change of the guard where you start to see like the Najee Harris, the Swift, the Gervonta's, Jonathan Taylor, maybe Breece Hall. You start seeing those guys become first rounders next year, or maybe we start to see receivers go a little bit more. Receivers move up, like a Waddle. We have. You're not starting Thomas because he's not playing. Olave, in the words of shot callers, has flex appeal.
I like Olave this. I like Olave this week, especially with no Michael Thomas. I mean, obviously no Winston, but I think you'll get some volume. I'd assume you probably get a few targets here
there. Seahawks at the Lions. You guys starting any Seahawks other than DK? Sorry, Jeff.
Sorry, Jeff.
No.
Sorry, Jeff isn't even starting DK at this point. Hell no.
Sorry, Uncle Jeff.
Yeah. DK only if you need. If you are hurting for some receivers, maybe lock it. But yeah, that DK, I'm not even messing with their running backs right now. That whole offense is in trouble right now. The whole situation is bad.
I'm with you. What about yourself, JV? Are you starting anyone worth?
No. I don't own any to start with, but if I did, I like other than DK, I'm probably not. This is an interesting question too, because that's crazy.
In my 22-man league, do I drop Justice Hill for Craig Reynolds? Fuck.
I could not tell you who Craig Reynolds is. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I think you got to hang on to Justice Hill.
I would hold on to Justice Hill, yeah. You got a gang of backs that are always hurt, so take the healthiest one.
Yeah. Should I start Sutton over Mike Williams? Absolutely. He's the only receiver that Russ can count on. I want to say he maybe had, what was that, Sunday night versus the 49ers. He might have had 2 drops as well. I think he might have had 7 or 8 receptions on 10 to 11 targets.
Yep, bang on. 10 targets, 8 receptions.
Yeah, that's the guy. He doesn't trust. Judy is the big play guy, and when he does put the money on the ball, it's like a 50-50 chance that Judy drops it. So I
Yeah.
would take Sutton. Allen may be coming back, and I still Herbert's can't be 100%. That's just me personally.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got any thoughts on it?
I'm right there with you. You know, I that whole Denver offense though is kind of scary right now. I'm hoping
Yeah.
that a huge turnaround this game. Um, you know, if Herbert is all right, you do know that Keenan Allen is out still, so you know it's hit or miss with Mike Williams. That's the only thing. Cortland Sutton, you kind of know what he's going to get. He's kind of got the higher floor, I'd say.
We got one. We got another one. I'll let you take this one. Can y'all help me with my lineup this week? Need one wide receiver and 2 flex. I got Nico Collins, Mac Hollins, Zay Jones, Justice Hill, Zach Moss.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to search up all these guys right away. Mac Hollins had a huge week last week. I'm probably starting him. I'd assume Jeff's a big supporter there too. Based off that reaction, I think you'd have to start him at that point, and maybe Zay Jones.
I like that one too.
Yeah, it's a tough spot, man. I feel like with these names, you're throwing darts in the dark, and you just gotta hope maybe one of them can get in the end zone.
Yeah.
Hollins did have that big game, so maybe he can repeat or even come close to repeating a fraction of that to give you some type of points and hopefully what is a full PPR league. But I have to agree with my boys that this is that's the best route. If you guys
Renfro went down, he's been balling.
Who?
Ever since Renfro went down, Hollins filled in that spot and actually done more.
He's actually doing what we thought Renfro was going to do.
Right.
If you guys don't mind, please hit that like button. Shout out to the Fantasy Football Network. Shout out to the Mail-In app. We appreciate every like, every comment, every fire emoji you guys can throw at us in the comments. My team is Jalen Hurts, JT, Javonte, T. Higgins, Justin Jefferson, Everett Sutton with Mike Williams on the bench. Should I trade Mike and Higgins for Chase?
Rich people problems, bro. Rich people problems.
No, dude. So I want to say who was it? Dom and Rob, Fantasy Football State of Mind, one of the most respected platforms or accounts in IG in the fantasy football community, did the stats and did the homework. Showed that Higgins is a better player when they're both healthy and both on the field. I can look it up right now and let you guys take it, but I don't think Higgins is he's not better than Chase, but he has a better chemistry. He's he's not the home run. He has almost the highest ceiling with a much safer floor.
So I agree with you there, Seven, with that idea that Higgins and Mike Williams together are more valuable than having Jamar Chase in this case. But I think in this instance where his team is so stacked to the point that he's probably not going to use Mike Williams, maybe I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Maybe he could use somebody like Jamar Chase, who's a big player guy, top 5 wide receiver, and you throw him in, and he's alongside Justin Jefferson on this lineup. Personally, I wouldn't do the trade, but I think that might be where he's coming from his standpoint.
I think you just got to go with a different player. Like I feel like you got to go for he already has Jefferson. Maybe go for Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Or who else? I mean, it's kind of tough to take Hill or Waddle with Tua going down.
Maybe even upgrade tight end because I think it's Gerald Everett. I think it's Gerald Everett who he's talking about there.
Yep. Upgrade your tight end.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now. The issue is right now with Chase and why Higgins is getting so much love. One, he's still a good receiver, great receiver. but they showed the other night defenses are scheming to stop Chase. As
Yep.
long as they're doing that, Higgins is going to receive the pay money. He's going to receive the money. He's going to receive the targets, man. So I don't know if that's a guy that you really want to move right now, because the same thing they're doing to Chase, they're doing to Justin Jefferson. And that's why Justin Jefferson has been hurting guys the last couple of weeks. So just be careful. I always like to, if you got things to mix around with those types of receivers, and you might want to just hold on. You don't know. We're early. Somebody could go down, and then you got another guy to plug in.
I mean, even Tyler Boyd has been doing not too bad in that offense. I mean, 7, 10, 15, 18-point games. It's obvious that defenses have focused in on Chase, which has allowed growth for other players in the offense.
Well, they showed a stat this offseason. I want to say it was like the last 2 seasons, 40-yard touchdowns or more. I think Jamar Chase had 8. And I think Tyreek and A.J. Brown had 6.
Wow.
Chase was a rookie last year. Right. So he's leading 40. So, they're not giving up the big play. Yeah. Higgins is going to eat everything underneath. Our boy Flojo, Fact 7, T. Higgy, all the way, man. Well, a lot of people called that this season. You got to see the adjustment to the sophomore slump as a wide receiver. Real quick, state of mind. The games that Higgins and Chase have played together. Targets, Higgins 136, Chase 116.
Wow.
Catches, Higgins 92, Chase 71. Yards, Higgins 1,378, Chase 1,215. So outside of touchdowns, PPR points total, 277.8 for Higgins, 243.1. These are games that they both played together. Higgins has outplayed Chase. Simple as that.
Wow.
All right, so we kind of got off track. We helped people with their lineups. We got another one. Who should I package on my team and for what tight end?
Probably you're definitely going to want to package Mike Williams. And, looking at the lineup, you probably got somebody else that's valuable on your bench. I mean, you don't have to go for anybody crazy. You're not looking at Travis Kelce, but even if you could upgrade Dallas Goedert, literally anybody that maybe is just a slight upgrade could help you out here.
Buy low on Pitts?
Maybe. He's going to have a big week this week. I'm telling you, this is the week that he's going to show up against, I think, the Browns, I'm going to say.
Where are we at? I'm pulling back up the schedule. Lions. Is Goff for real, man?
He's decent. That offense is decent. We'll see this week without Amon St. Brown. Yeah, so
we'll see. I'm hoping Hawkinson eats. JB said, I'm not a fan of Hawkinson, but I can't name 12 tight ends that are better than him, so you got to start him. Whichever Lions running back is healthy, you got to plug him in and start him.
Yeah.
I don't think you're starting any of the receivers, and you're probably not starting Goff in a 12-man full PPR standard league. Mm-hmm. Jets at the Steelers.
Man, they messed up.
Zach Wilson looks to be back. No more Flacco.
They done messed up.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to trust the receivers. I wouldn't start one if I had one on my roster. The running back situation isn't ideal. Even without TJ Watt, the defense is still pretty good in Pittsburgh.
I love Garrett Wilson, but with the old man back there, I don't know about with Zach Wilson, man.
Yeah.
No chemistry, no timing, all of that stuff. So start Pittsburgh's defense.
I have him in 2 of my 3 leagues. I picked him up this week.
Yeah. The thing I don't like about Breece Hall either is that he just, even in week 2, they scored 31 points, the Browns, and Breece Hall only had 12 fantasy points. In a game that your team is scoring that many points, your stars should be showing out. So I don't understand I don't understand why Brees Hall only had 12 fantasy points that game. Without a touchdown, he's got 60 yards. So you're basically preying on a touchdown from Brees Hall. But the good thing is, the upside is that he gets a lot of work in the pass game. He's got 6 receptions last game. So um, I'm starting him, but it's not what you wish it would be from like a third round pick.
Yeah, I feel you.
I do got a sleeper real quick though. For the Jets, depending on what Zach Wilson looks like. He was great with Joe, but if you needed a plug-in at tight end, Tyler Conklin has been getting crazy amount of targets. Check out the target share he's received, man. It has been crazy. So if you need a plug-in and you got somebody that's, not
you're
really
desperate in a deeper league,
that dude might be somebody to look at.
Jeff's right. He's got 8 targets per game through 3 weeks.
But now let's change a quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the thing.
Pittsburgh, you obviously, if he's healthy, you got to fire up Najee Harris. You drafted him probably in the 3rd or 4th round, so you got to play DJ, right? I don't think you can trust anyone else. Maybe stash Pickett. Claypool is probably going to be a Raider next year.
Yep, just waiting for Kenny Pickett to show up, man. That's it.
Yeah.
I wish Mike would just let him loose, man.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Kittle? I like Kittle, man. They're paying this guy so much, and he has so little involvement in the offense. I don't know if Shanahan is just – I don't know what he's doing, honestly. I can't think of, like, his angle because they were doing well when they used to run the ball. It created a lot of play action. Like, I enjoy the direct snap to Debo's, but, like, enough is enough. Like, give it to your running back. Dump off to your tight end. They've always been the yards after catch, play defense, heavy running down your throat. And I don't know what that was last week versus Denver. It was ugly.
Yeah,
it was ugly.
I have him in a number of my leagues, and I was higher on him when Garoppolo, became starter. But again, Garoppolo not really having any time with him. This is his first game back. The injuries, that was the reason why I was even afraid to draft him in the first place. So, yeah, he might even end up on my trading block here in a minute, man.
Yeah, it's pretty much just Pitts and Kittle battling it off for who can shit the bed most for fantasy owners.
It's crazy. I benched Hawkinson for Kittle last week in the league that I have both of them in, and Hawkinson got in the end zone, and I was like, "You son of a bitch." Luckily, I won, but still, it's besides the point. Bears. I don't think we're starting any Bears except for the running back.
Yeah,
Herbert.
And I'm not talking about David Montgomery.
Yes, Herbert, baby.
We could see a future timeshare right there, right? Or just Monty just flat out be RB number. Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't return to Chicago next year. Justin Fields looking really bad. It looking like it wasn't completely Allen Robinson's fault. It was the quarterback.
Yeah.
It might have been both right now. we'll get to Allen Robinson later.
Giants. Saquon. That's about it.
That's about it. You don't know who the heck is starting that wide receiver.
Yeah.
It's like a dice game. It's like, all right. Slayton. Damn. All right. I started Shepard. Kenny Galladay still on the milk carton.
Oh, the backup tight end got a touchdown. Oh shit!
Right.
Dude, it's horrible.
And really, this is another one outside of the running back, Derrick Henry. You're probably not starting any. You're not starting Tannehill. You can't trust Burks or Woods.
Yep.
On the opposite end, for the Colts, we're not starting Matt Ryan. You got to start the 1.1 JT and Pittman.
Yes.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I am going to keep my eye on Jelani Woods, though.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm keeping my eye on him. If he has another productive week, even though it's only around the goal line, touchdown dependent, but be a good cheap backup tight end if you need one.
Yep. If you need like a bye week plug-in, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Mo Alley Cox was going to do well against the Chiefs last week when I did the show, and he wasn't the guy.
Yeah.
You're not that guy. Charger. You guys playing Herbert this week? Or Jeff, you got him.
I got to. You got to play him.
I mean, I got Stafford. If you wanna dance with the devil in the pale moonlight.
Thank you, man. I'm still kicking myself because I went away from my strategy. My strategy, I've been talking up Lamar Jackson all offseason. I go draft every other quarterback but Lamar Jackson.
I did the same thing. I talked him and Jalen Hurts up, and I have Lamar in the Pace League, and then I have Joe Burrow in my other two leagues, and I passed on Jalen Hurts. I literally both times I drafted Joe Burrow, and the person after me drafted Jalen Hurts in both the another networks league and the Vegas league.
Man.
Burrow's not quite stinking it up, but he's not lighting it up either.
No, yeah,
It's starting to come though. It's starting to get better.
Yeah,
man, with him. But yeah, I guess I got to start Herbert, man. I mean, against the Texans.
Eckler, you got to play. He's looking real sus. Among us sus.
I'm like, do you know? Do you got to play him?
You have to. You spent draft capital.
Yeah.
Then you got your receivers, Allen, Everett, and then Mike Williams. Depending on your situation, you probably got to play all three.
Yeah, unless obviously you're stuck with a Justin Jefferson and T. Higgins as your starting two wide receivers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey, first world fantasy football problem.
But I do got to give it up to Eckler now. I think about it for PPR purposes. He still is getting a lot of targets out of the backfield. So
10 receptions per game, like that's literally insane.
Yeah, it's keeping him relevant.
Yeah.
For the Texans, you guys starting anyone other than Brandon Cooks?
I might
Damian Pierce
to run my man Damian.
Is it time to fire him up?
I think so. He kind of rewarded me last week. I was like, all right, except for them damn 2 fumbles. Like, that. But he did give me 18 points in a couple of leagues. So and the Chargers are missing Bosa and a couple other guys. So
okay, Big Dog, how are you 0-3 with that lineup? You have like the top players that.
Well, Justin Jefferson has had a couple of off games.
Outside of week 1, he hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
They kind of
in week 1, T. Higgins had a concussion and left the Pittsburgh game.
Right.
Wow.
Oh, he had a 170 burger dropped on him. You should have been on Safe Space. On
Exactly.
Come vent with your boy. Come have a pint with me.
You know what? Jeez. I wanted to let you have your safe space this week because I was going to try to get on there, but I think you need to be safe from facing me since I got you.
Hey, you finally got a dub, and now you won't stop. All right,
you ain't gonna stop talking about it.
Ooh, I might be going with Dortch on that one.
Ooh, I think I like Lockett. It's tough. What you got, JV?
Ooh, maybe lean Lockett slightly, but it's tight. It's really tight.
It's a coin toss, right?
Yeah, it is.
Which one were you thinking? Browns at the Falcons. As long as he doesn't get hurt, Chubb's probably gonna lead the league in rushing.
Yeah.
And I said it 2 weeks ago, and Uncle Jeff looked at me. The best pure runner in the NFL, Nick Chubb.
I'm giving it to you. I give it to you, man. As long as he's healthy, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Probably start Kareem Hunt as a flex.
Yeah. Just coming back to Chubb real quick, like it's just I think this kind of settles the argument that he's not relevant as much as other running backs in PPR formats. Like at the beginning of the draft season, like people had him at the RB20, maybe even lower at some points.
Oh,
And it's like, like, okay, he's not a top 5 guy in PPR formats, maybe. Obviously, he's proven that wrong already because he doesn't get the ball through the air, but he's getting 100 yards a game easily on the ground. So it just proves, like he is, if not the best, one of the best in the game rushing the football.
I remember I did a piece on IG. I think Fantasy Pros had him as the number 32 ranked player. That's so 25 is 3.1, right? So they had him at like 3.5, 3.4.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, he was like 28 or 32. Nick Chubb. Like that's why I know I could do this.
Mm-hmm.
If a organization like Fantasy Pros has him ranked in the third rounder,
right?
I know we all can make money and do this.
right.
That's a reminder that we're like, okay, this is achievable. This is attainable. I was thinking Lockett. He probably had more upside, but I also have Etienne Jr. I could throw at flex.
This might not be the game for Etienne Jr. because that Eagles defense is looking stout.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a negative game script,
I think it's gonna be a tight game, man.
Eagles defense is really good.
Yeah.
Eagles defense is really good so far this year. I mean, they've had like 10 fantasy points for 3 straight weeks, 18 last week. I don't know.
Whose team do you guys like better? The top seed: Lamar Jackson, Fournette, CMC, Lockett, Cup, Higbee, Mark Cooper. We got to see the other one. Mark Cooper's look good back-to-back weeks. Plug him in as your flex.
Yep.
Falcons, Cordero, and Pitts, and you're done.
Yeah.
Or do you gamble with London?
Oh, London ain't really been a gamble though these last couple of weeks. He's got a touchdown and
I don't mind London at all. Yeah.
He is kind of taking over what we thought Pitts was going to do.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, he said he sent his team already.
Yeah, he was talking about the Jalen Hurts, JT, Javonte. I like his team better. It's just a matter of time. Like your guys are just more talented overall.
Yeah, agreed. Commanders at Cowboys. Who are we starting? Who are we not starting, JB?
Commanders, McLaurin. Logan Thomas was an upset last week. Just terrible. I mean, I think he posted a donut. Carson Wentz, really, if you're struggling, I know Zach started him in our 14-team league. And then I don't know about the backfield. I mean, I really don't know. I'm staying away from Washington. I have for the entire season.
Likewise. For Dallas, who do you have? Are you going to say Dotson?
No, I was going to say Curtis Samuel.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The receiving room is impeccable there right now.
Right. Yeah, they got a nice little young trio going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Fantasy Football Network. Shout out to the Melon app. If you guys can hit that like button real quick, we appreciate it. It goes a lot further than you realize. For Dallas, I actually have Zeke on the bench. I'm benching Zeke for Jeff Wilson Jr. My other running back is Fournette and Mixon. So I'm actually benching Zeke. I should accept. I got offered Cordell Patterson and Gallup for Zeke to start the season.
Wow.
Ooh.
And at the time, I took Zeke in the 4th, and I was like, nah, bro, I don't want Cord. But now I probably
yeah.
I'm just ready with it.
You've seen enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the changing of the guard. All those guys. It's not even 30 now. It's like 28's right. The new 30 for running backs.
It is.
Who are you playing? CeeDee Lamb?
I'm gonna throw CeeDee back in here. Yeah. Shoot, I'm a little nervous when Dak comes back. I don't know if I want Dak.
Right?
Been kind of nice and rush, man.
Hey.
He might do that somewhere else. Jags at the Eagles. Who you got, JV? Anyone that's sticking out? Are you going to drop Trevor Lawrence worth the top 12 start?
Yes. I honestly think I would start Trevor Lawrence this week. If you're in a quarterback pickle, I'm starting Trevor Lawrence. Christian Kirk, I think I'm starting. James Robinson, I'm starting. ETN, probably not. Maybe flex appeal. Maybe. And then I think you said the Eagles, right? They're up against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's Jalen Hurts, Devonta Smith, as we talked about. Believe is AJ Brown playing this week? Yeah, AJ Brown's playing this week. Yeah, I'm starting everybody on the Eagles, honestly.
AJ the Blue Tent Brown.
I always have to ask. He's not even questionable.
AJ Blue.
He you never know. You never know with that guy. So yeah, I think this is a high scoring game for a lot of fantasy guys.
Yeah. What about Miles Sanders? Jeff, Uncle Jeff, who you got?
He's hit or miss, man. That's the only thing. You just don't know. That's what scares me about the Eagles. It'll be that game where I put in Miles Sanders and Boston Scott has 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I feel it.
you got a better option? Yeah, I'm like, go with somebody else that you know is going to get the touches.
Well, there was that one game against the Lions this year where they had like 4 different running backs with touchdowns. It was like drive down the field, Boston Scott, Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell. I'm like, holy shit, like, what is going on right now? Like, feed one guy the ball, but
it's like
how the offense works. Yeah,
you get a touchdown. You get a touchdown.
Yeah, and then you got to worry about Jalen Hurts running it in too. So
exactly.
Right. That part. Now we're looking at the Bills at the Ravens. This one is a scary one for me because both defenses can ball, but both offenses can put up points. 2 of the more well-rounded teams in the NFL. I have no prediction. I don't know if it's going to be an average scoring, high scoring, if it's going to be a low scoring. What are your guys' thoughts? What do you got, Jeff?
Well,
we're starting both quarterbacks. That's all I know.
Yeah, I'm starting Bills receivers as well because that is the one thing about the Ravens. Their secondary
still hurt
in shambles. They have been giving it up. So I'm looking at Diggs, and I've actually got McKenzie going in one of my leagues, man. So
not bad.
Yeah, Gabe Davis. I don't know if he's still out or not. JV, you know if he's out.
Yeah, he's questionable right now, but he said he's playing on Sunday. So big time game. I'm expecting him to be in.
Running back James Cook led the team in touches, but I still don't think it's his backfield. Probably not until week 6, week 8. I probably don't start anyone, but I stash Cook if I can.
Right. Me too.
On Baltimore, if you need him, if you're desperate, he needs the big play to be relevant. He's almost kind of showing Jamar Chase-esque Bateman.
Yeah.
Big play, but if it's not there, man, he's going to have a very pedestrian 4 for 36 if he doesn't get that 50-yard touchdown.
He's like
has been doing.
Yeah. The thing about Bateman is it's like Mike Williams, but it's a different type of big play. Mike Williams is that like you're gonna catch a 50-yard bomb in the end zone. Bateman's that like as we saw in that game, 75-yard slant, you're gone, right?
Yeah.
It's like 2 different versions of a boom or bust guy, and they kind of both filled into those roles. Fantastic players, could lose you or could win you the week. So it's really however your lineup's looking. If you need a big week, I'm playing Bateman.
And we're obviously running with Andrews, with no doubt.
Yes.
Starting to show a little bit of life now.
Yeah.
Cardinals at Panthers. Fire up Kyler. If Connor plays, you gotta play him. Hollywood flex.
Yeah. Had a lot of targets last week.
Now's the time to start targeting Hopkins if he's on an 0-3 or a 1-2 team.
Yep.
Now's the time to start trying to poach good players, or even like a Michael Thomas who's looked good so far, but he's out right now. And if he happens to be on a 1-2 or 0-3 team, Now is the time to start poaching if you're in a position to poach.
Holy, Marquise Brown had 17 targets last week.
Gang of targets, man.
Holy smokes!
And I had him on the bench. I thought he was gonna see Jalen Ramsey all game, man, and had him on the bench. I was crying.
You've got the Panthers on the other end. CMC, you drafted him. You got to play him. Hasn't looked.
Is he playing or is he out?
I think he's just on the injured designation, but I think he's going to play.
Okay.
But we'll find out. We'll find out. That's one little caveat about our show is that we won't know 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But we get all the guys who don't want to. For London game, this is a perfect show for the London week. DJ Moore has not looked good at all, and it's not really him; it's the quarterback.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, he hasn't performed for fantasy owners. You guys still playing him? Still trust him as at least a flex?
I've been out on Carolina players, man.
Yeah, I don't even know if you can trust him. It's just so unfortunate that a player of that caliber it's solely the quarterback. It's solely the offense. I mean, it's obvious that he's talented enough to produce in a half decent offense. I mean, who's the best quarterback that he's had in the past 5 years? Sam Darnold, like
Cam Newton.
We back.
PJ Walker.
Yep.
So yeah, Hey, maybe Cooper Rush does well enough, and they can offer a first and a second for Dak and get him some type of help.
Yeah. Well, there will be a plethora of quarterbacks next year in the draft. So
yeah.
Exactly.
We've got the Broncos at the Raiders. I don't know if I have a difficulty trusting. I guess it's the Raiders, so you got to go ahead and do it. But Russ has not been cooking.
That whole
what Eli said, they should have gave the punter $250 million. Woo! Woo!
Yeah, man. And it's just
Fire
not
Javonte.
I'm praying for Javonte. I'm like,
Javonte 5, please.
Oh man. That's what I'm saying. It's the coach. When you saw at the end of that game against San Francisco, when Russ does what Russ does, gets out of the pocket and starts moving, that's when things open up. Hackett has him sitting in the pocket, man, and I'm like, that's not you, Russ. You know that's not you. Russ, that's not you, man. Get out the pocket, do your thing, and then get rid of the ball. That's how you guys move down the field. And then give it to Javonte, goddammit. Okay, sorry about that.
You good. We're firing up Javonte, firing up Sutton. I think that's it for me personally.
Me too.
If you need him, you're desperate, Jerry is an option, but I'm not a big fan. For me, he's become one of those boomer bust guys. And I'm not talking about the ones from Oklahoma.
Right.
Yeah.
Got the Butterfingers.
Hey, Carr is another one, dude. I can't trust him anymore.
No, it's so unfortunate. He was supposed to be so good this year. I mean, it might still happen, but right now the Raiders are just unlucky. Carr hasn't necessarily been bad, but he's not scoring 25 points a game. He's sitting at like 15, 18, which is just average.
Yep. Josh Jacobs, same thing. Contract year. He was someone like a diamond in the rough. Who I was like, oh, they can't buy air. They can't guard Adams, Renfro, and Waller.
Right.
He's going to eat everything up the mid. Nope. He doesn't even get the ball half the time. And he had the fever or the flu last week?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you drafted him probably in the third or fourth, so you got to start him. But he's not someone who I would hold my breath. You're hoping for 10 to 12.
Right.
Maybe he falls in the end zone and gets you 18.
Mm-hmm.
But 70 total yards and 4 receptions is hopefully what he can get for you as a flex. You got to start Waller. You got to start Adams. If you're desperate, what was my man's name? Hollins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not the prettiest. Moving on to the next game. Before we do, shout out to the Fantasy Football Network. Shout out to the Melon app. Shout out to Media. If you have not checked out and downloaded his app, check it out. If you're not messing with JV, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
This guy got so many projects going on.
Exactly.
He's like the '05 mixtape Lil Wayne. So check him out, bruh. Uh, if you guys haven't already done so, hit the like button, man. We're giving you free content. Hopefully, you're entertained. You get your questions answered. All we ask is that you hit that like button. It goes a lot further than you realize. Uh, Patriots at the Packers. I'm not starting any Patriot.
Maybe Damian Harris.
Ramondre out.
I'm not 100% sure. I'll check that right now. But Damian Harris has been. Ramondre is playing this week, but Damian Harris and Ramondre have been pleasantly surprising this year. Once again, both of them. I said at the beginning of the season, Harris had no reason to slow down where he was going. The touchdown production's still kind of there. I mean, the passing game in New England is not great at all. So if you want 10 to 12 points, both those running backs are going to get it. Like 75% of the time, I think.
This would be the game to watch, though, and just see what happens, though.
Yeah.
Here's their quarterback, because he could start opening up, throwing the ball if Belichick lets him.
Right.
But, we'll see.
Could get ugly. This could be the game where the Packers finally explode, and I feel like they've kind of been backed up, and it just hasn't. They're like a ugly 2-1. And this could be the one where they actually like let things fly, and we'll see.
Ooh, you know who I want.
Here we go. Watson has not looked the part, and your boy Romeo, thou Romeo. Where art thou, Romeo?
No. I might be rolling with him this week. Rolling dice. See what happens.
There it is. My boy Flojo is big on Quadzilla this week. You guys like AJ Dillon over Jones this week?
I don't know. I don't think I ever like AJ Dillon over Jones.
It's difficult, right?
Yeah.
Like last week against Tampa Bay, no running back ever does good against Tampa Bay defense. That run game is insane. Right. That run defense. So I'm probably taking Aaron Jones, but I'm also playing AJ Dillon probably if I have him in the flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was something interesting though that I started to see, starting with that Monday night game. I used to think that A.J. Dillon was going to be the guy that was going to be in there around the goal line, and it's been Aaron Jones. So that's the thing, that little out pattern, or he cuts across and Rodgers dumps it to him. They were going to that all night, and that's the play he almost got hurt on when he fumbled the ball, but that would have been a touchdown if he didn't fumble.
Speaking of Dobbs, though, really quickly, too, you just see how quickly – Aaron Rodgers latches onto somebody who's performing well. You know, like I gotta get obviously Jeff picked this guy out, and off that crazy preseason performance as well, he's doing really well. Like credit to Jeff. Like when Aaron Rodgers finds a receiver who he feels like he gels well with, he sticks with them. You saw that last game, 8 targets and 8 receptions for Romeo Dobbs. So you're going to see that continue. Allen Lazard is going to continue to be a red zone threat. Those two guys are going to be the lead, workhorses in that passing game in the Packers offense for Aaron Rodgers because he can trust them. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Sunday Night Football, Chiefs at the Buccaneers. That Buccaneers defense is legit, man. We will really see how good Patrick Mahomes is without Tyreek Hill. I think this is like the first true test. Juju, MVS have to show up. They're going to game plan against Kelsey. I'm curious. I don't expect a whole lot from CEH on the ground versus that defense. I think there is a little bit of rivalry because these two teams played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They played in the regular season, and Tyreek with the Deuces, and then Winfield Jr. with the Deuces.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one. I don't think you can start any Chiefs receiver, but obviously if you got him, you got to play Patrick Mahomes, you got to play Kelsey, and CEH maybe as a flex. Hopefully, he can get 5 or 6 receptions out of the backfield. That might be asking a lot.
He's not going to get more than 10 rushes. I'm telling you that right now. They're not rushing the ball. I'm sorry. Like he's not getting more than like 15 in a game regardless, and it's the Bucs defense. It ain't going to happen.
Right.
So
Yeah.
pray on a few receptions.
Yeah, maybe like nine rushing attempts for 26 yards.
Yeah.
And like 4 receptions for 39 yards.
Yeah.
That's, hopefully he does better than that, but like that's just our opinion. On the opposite end, Michael Evans is the only one that's healthy or somewhat healthy. Fournette, Brady has not looked amazing this year.
Yeah, it's rough. He might pick it up, but there's definitely a lot of time for that to happen. Just the offense just hasn't been healthy. It's hard. It's hard for that to happen when you can't gel with the offense. Like he's basically only had Mike Evans, and Mike Evans was suspended last game, I believe, right? So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Last game. You guys have any more questions? Hit us up. We're about to wrap it up. We got the Rams at the 49ers. I feel like the 49ers on a lot of prime time. Rams at the 49ers, Monday Night Football. Stafford, top 12, but barely.
It's a bad matchup. It's a bad matchup for him, man.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Maybe 15 points. I don't know. I don't see more than that. I'm going to tell you right now. San Francisco defense is pretty good, pretty solid.
Zach Wilson. Oh, no, we're talking about, I don't know who's the starter. Is Cam Akers still the guy? Is it a split backfield?
It's like
he was the guy last week.
Yeah, it's every quarter. You never know what's going to happen. Henderson could have a touchdown, and Akers could dominate the next 3 quarters. So it's tough. I'm not starting anybody.
Yeah, the only guy you can really say anything about is Cup.
Yeah.
Must start. That's it.
Yep.
I never buy into Allen Robinson. The 1 year I do.
Yeah. Disappointing. So bad.
Then you're looking at on the 49ers side, you've got Debo, you've got Wilson Jr., and you've got Kittle. I think that's about it, right? Maybe Ayuk if you're desperate.
Ayuk if you're desperate. Yeah. Hit or miss, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, what was that? That one touchdown on the quick slant, and then after that.
Which shouldn't even have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that wraps up another episode, man. We appreciate you guys for sticking it out. Looks like we got 5 in the chat. If you guys haven't already done so, please hit the like button. Shout out to Fantasy Football Network. Shout out to the Melon app. Shout out to these gentlemen. We got Uncle Media, the young OG, JV.
Yes, sir.
Hey, that's going to stick now.
Yeah, that is going to stick. That's your new name.
Uncle Jeff.
I'll take it. Yeah. We get that plug right
man.
there.
Hey, bro, can we get some of that merch? How many times I got to ask you? How many ideas I got to throw out just so I can get some ask for much. I can't get a hat. Brother can't get a shirt. Ask JV. I rep merch.
I know
For real.
You the first one, and JV's the second one. That's getting them. These prototype.
Can a brother get a bucket or something? Can I get a sticker?
He had a media video, and he had 10 hats stacked on top of each other with the media logo, and I'm like, dude, where is he getting all these from?
I got all kinds of stickers, bro. Like, can a brother at least get a sticker? I mean, man.
The only two.
I'm in I live 7 minutes from you. I can't get a hat.
You gonna get a hat, man. This is the only two exist.
Man, JV, it'd be your own people. It'd be your own people.
They just be sitting
hey, that's why I'm not gonna invite you to go see Black Panther, because you be acting different. He's gonna have a watch party. You ain't invited. It's past your bedtime anyway.
Invite me back to the barbecue, man. Come on, man.
But that's that. Let's wrap it up, man. We appreciate you guys. Good luck to everyone in their fantasy teams. If someone beats you bad and you need to vent, or someone didn't show up, I'll be back Monday for Fantasy Football Safe Space with Big E and Brother Fox. Take care, everyone.
All right.
Peace out.